Welcome everyone to my channel. This is your boy Eddie here with another video of Tom Macdonald. This video is Whiteboy. So if you new to this channel, please like, subscribe. It's gonna help me tremendously. Without further ado, let's see what Tom got to say this time.
I cannot feel guilty for that I didn't do, but I can understand the reasons why you think that I should. Yeah, I'm white, but I never put your neck in no noose, and I never burnt a cross or hit my face with a hood. You can't just label me racist, cause I'm related to people who did some terrible way back before I was alive.
Facts. Like, why would you label him for something that he didn't do himself? Like, it's not his problem, something that did something. Like, okay, if you're talking about a whole race, white people, I don't know how many of them are there, but I'm sure it's a lot of people. But even within a family, let's say my brother is a criminal. Why would you come and tell me criminal? Because my brother or my father, could be my father too. But if my father was a criminal, I'm not. Would I be labeled the rest of my life as a criminal because my father did something that I wasn't even consoled about and I didn't have any say in it? That's not fair, you know? So I've been seeing this a lot lately. Labeling white people and something like racist. You cannot just call everybody racist. You're gonna make racist out of calling people racist, by the way. So 100%.
My parents brought me up to treat everyone as an equal. I refuse to feel ashamed because of my pretty blue eyes. And Nazi, white supremacist. Anyone who labels me as that because of my family genetics. The hatred for Caucasians is so pathetic. Go be proud that you're black, but don't hate me for some credit. I'm not the white devil. Right,
so you cannot just hate everybody because you're proud of who you are, regardless of your race. He said black here, but I'm not gonna call out a single race or something. It's just a general idea. It could be anyone, right? Yeah, you cannot just kind of look down on other people just to feel good about yourself. I feel like that's the message he's sending here. It makes sense, totally.
Neo-Nazi cop trying to pull the trigger. You can call me what you want, but I'd still never say the white race as a whole ain't the enemy. There's racist white people, but we're far from that collectively.
White boy, don't say that. White boy, oh you so bad. White boy, you wish you were black. White boy, dear white boy.
White boy, white noise. I can't say it with my white voice. White boys, white lies. Don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes.
It's kind of funny how they all look at him and be like, white boy, don't say that. It's just like, you're not allowed to say it because you're white. I'm just thinking or assuming at least that they mean that he's white means he doesn't have a say in this because all the problems are generated by white people. So as a white person, you don't have a right to say anything because you are a part of this. I don't agree with that for sure, you know. I really hate when people do this, like they dismiss your opinion just because you're a certain thing. Like if you are a male, it'd be like you cannot speak for female experience because you've never been a female. Or if you're white, you cannot speak of black experience, or you cannot give an opinion on that because you're white and you've never been a black person. So your opinion is automatically invalidated because you are not a part of a certain race, a certain category, I would say. I totally don't agree with that. I feel like this is not civil. You cannot just black people tell them, hey, you cannot participate in this. That's against unity. That's would create more division because we dismiss people based on their experience. Let them say whatever they want. Like, let's say we have statistics here. We try to break it down. Why your race will be a factor on what the results are going to be or the outcomes of this statistic just because of your race. It doesn't matter. Let's all sit on a table and discuss our issues and put statistics and tell me why I'm wrong. I'm telling you why I'm gonna tell you. Let's say I were black. I tell you like, hey, as a black person, I've been experiencing this and this and that. And if you disagree with me and you trying to make me see things from another perspective, I'd be like, no, stop. you're not black. You can tell me that. So that's crazy, honestly. Like, I don't agree with that. Sometimes we think in the box, we think emotionally. Me as a Middle Eastern origin person, I would accept other opinions of people. If they tell me something about my life, I would go and be like, everybody treats me as a Middle Eastern. They call me racist. They call me a terrorist. They call me stuff like that. And they'll be like, no, I don't think people treat you that way. I think you just perceive things that way because you live in echo chamber and thinking that everybody hates you. And that's why you feel this way. I'll be like, you don't say that. You've never been a Middle Eastern in the US. You cannot say that. Which is, no, I would ask why you think I am wrong, right? So it's just, I can go about this forever, but let's continue the video and see what else he has to say.
If a black man is sipping on some cognac sitting next to me, I don't assume that every black's favorite drink is Hennessy. I don't dislike Tanisha because her first name isn't Stephanie. Not only is that wrong, it's a waste of energy.
I just want to make this quick point that I feel like as a human, we're all wired to do the same thing. Like, we kind of generalize on people. Well, when we see like a white person, be like, oh, you white people do this, probably you would do the same thing, or a black person or Hispanic, or something like that. I feel like we human automatically kind of programmed to think, to categorize people or things based on what we know about it. So I don't think this is certainly racist, whether in itself, to have little assumptions about something, but I feel like you should not be ignorant about it. You should, when you meet a person, you have the conversation, get to know them, and see what they really like, right? So you can think like, okay, for black people, for example, a lot of people would think like, oh, you black person probably like fried chicken, which is, I don't think it's an insult. I love fried chicken myself. I love it. But you'd be like, oh, he's likely like that, or his diet is likely to be like this. So, I don't think this is racist. It's just you have an assumption. It's just prejudice. So, yeah.
Ivory or ebony, 45 or 17, we all bleed the same. Martin Luther King or Kennedy. They're angry, I'm reciting the facts. He's white and he raps and stole the culture right from the blacks. Okay, he's fire, but we lit the flame. He's siphoning gas. So this corny little honky man, the whitey is whack. You letting history perpetuate the hatred within, and then you paint me with the brush you painted slave owners with. Yeah.
White boy, don't say that. White boy, oh you so bad. White boy, you wish you were black. White boy, dear white boy.
A sister, an auntie, an uncle, and a grandma that I picture when you're openly hating. And God willing, one day I'll have a kid of my own. I refuse to let you blindly hate my wife and my baby, so go ahead and hate the races. I pray for their extinction. If you wanna hate the white people, just make the distinction between the ones who want the best for everyone regardless, and the ones who build the system just to smother you with hardship. Stop before you say it. I know what you've been thinking. How's a straight white male in 2018? You're making me the villain by demonizing my race for things I didn't do and decisions I didn't make.
Honestly, I can hear his frustration, like, that he's been just discriminated against for things that he really didn't take part of, and he just doesn't have any control of. He doesn't have control of being white. Maybe he likes being white. I don't think there's a problem with that. And I feel like they're always like, okay, they have this assumption that, okay, since he's white, he is somehow related to all the problems that people have nowadays, and all the systemic and all the things that are going on. So yeah, I totally don't agree with that, because I feel like for some time Middle Easterners were labeled racist, terrorists, for things that few people did, and these people have effect on us more than anyone else. Like, they kill more Middle Easterns than they kill anyone else. So if these people hate me themselves, a terrorist, and they would kill me, and I go and you label me to them, that's so frustrating. This things kind of slowed down recently, but after 9/11, like, of course I didn't agree with that. I hate those people who did that. And I feel so bad for what happened. Of course, I don't agree with any of that. And you come here and you label me or relate me to these people. You know how frustrating that is? It's just so bad, honestly. So I totally understand where he's coming from. And I feel like a lot of people have this experience. Not only white people. Some black people experience that because, you know, they have these, maybe we have like gangs and stuff, and everybody would assume like if you are a black person, you are a thief, or you're a criminal, or a drug dealer, or if you are Mexican, then you somehow related to some cartels and MS-13 and all this stuff. So we all experience this as human beings. We all have something, and these all bad stereotypes and stuff kind of annoying if we all trying to put all that aside and start to focus on individuality, on individual self and what the content of their character. So if we start focusing on that, we all gonna live in way more peaceful world than the one we have right now. Which I think like the US is getting way better, honestly. Like those, you know, the recent years, it's been peaceful, honestly. Until somehow a division just broke out, and the election, especially like 2020 election, it didn't help. It just kind of increased the division. So I hope one day that we're gonna have unity and we're gonna stop treat ourselves like that, and we treat everybody as family, our brothers and sisters here in the country. So yeah, I'm still hopeful that we're gonna reach that point. I'm still hopeful.
No one that I call a friend has ever owned a slave, and neither did our dads or our dads' dads. Sakes acknowledging atrocities were wrongly committed is all that I can offer while I'm wrongly convicted. I would never hate a man for what God gave him in pigments, and I would never plot against him just because he is different. I would never judge a human for the cards he was given or call him lesser than myself because of the race that he's mixed with. White people that you hate aren't your neighbors or lawyers. They're the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bushes, and Royals. They're the people who monopolized the water and oil and injected your communities with drugs that they spoiled. Got no patience for Nazis, I think they're better off dead. They're fighting hatred with hatred, making the hate more intense. I don't want nothing to do with either side of the fence, so don't blindly attack me for wearing braids on my head. Hate the people who believe you put yourselves in the ghetto. Hate the ones who teach their children you ain't cause they said so. Hate the ones who think you're all the same and judge you profusely cause the way that you're portrayed on our news and in movies. Being white and being racist aren't the same, man, I promise. No, it's hard to tell the difference if I'm just being honest. I deserve the chance to show you I'm not part of the problem, and you owe it to yourselves. We got so much in common.
White boy, don't say that.
Love that,
White boy,
love that.
oh you so bad. White boy, you wish you were black. White boy, dear white boy.
White boy, white noise. I can't say with my white voice. White boys, white lies. Don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes.
White boy, don't say that. White boy, oh you so bad. White boy, you wish you were black. White boy, dear white boy.
Okay, that was about it. I really love this one. I feel like the message is loud and clear, and I totally agree with it. We should look at it from a broader perspective, not only that he's a white person experiencing this, but we look at it as, oh, we experienced this at somehow. From every race, from every culture, from every spectrum, we all face this. To some degree. So, yeah, I see how they throwing, you know, piece of paper on him and everything because he's saying that. We're like, you shut up. You didn't get to say that. It's bad. It's really bad. So I love this video. If you like it, if you enjoy it, please subscribe, like, support the channel. And I'll see you in the next video. I'll try to do more different videos, but I'm starting with Tom. Like I see, like his music is really beautiful, and it's kind of rare nowadays to have a person who speaks truth in their music. I hope we see more of that. I'm thinking, I don't know where he's going. I feel like for every video he uploads, there are more stuff he coming with, and he gets bolder and bolder every time he uploads a video. So for now, I'm kind of reacting to his videos, but I'm hoping that I'm gonna do more content and different stuff. So please subscribe. Thank you for watching this video, and you have a good day.
White boy, don't say that. White boy, oh you so bad. White boy, you wish you were black.